My name's Tammy. Thanks for coming to yoga class today. So I hope you have a mat. If you don't have a mat, you're welcome to just do this on the floor, but a sticky mat is helpful. Another few things that are nice for yoga class are a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, then you're welcome to just use a blanket. You can fold it and just use it as support anytime we would use a block. And then again, another great prop for yoga is a yoga strap. If you don't have a yoga strap, then you're welcome to use a towel or a belt. Anything like that will be great. So again, my name's Tammy. Welcome to class this evening. We're going to go do yoga poses for about 45-50 minutes, and then we'll come down to the mat and do Shavasana, and I'll guide you through a guided meditation. We are on week 4 of our series, our 12-week series, just starting at our feet and working up our body. Today we're going to focus on hips and our low abs, our sacral, just a minute, lost my notes, pelvic area, chakra 2. So let's go ahead and get started down on our back. You can let the soles of your feet stay on the mat and knees are up. And then come on down to your back. You can open up your feet a little bit, kind of widen the distance between your feet. Let your palms up and arms are out long. And then just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You can do just little movements or bigger. Whatever feels good today. Check in with your body. See how things are feeling. We try to get a lot of stuff done with our hips. I know quite a lot of us are sitting, maybe more than we used to, and that can cause some discomfort in hips. Just one more time, let your knees fall to either side. Come back up through center and then hug your legs up into your chest. You can hold on to your shins below your knees, and now gently rock from side to side this way and feel it along your low back. So we'll just kind of work through some poses nice and slow today. There's no rush. I really prefer to get into a pose and hold it rather than flowing or rushing through to the next pose. Pause when you get to the center, and then just draw some circles with your knees. So maybe go clockwise first. So envision your knees like the hand on a clock, and they're just going around in a circle. And then let's go the other way. Counterclockwise. And then just stop back in the center. We're going to do a reclined figure 4. So there's a lot of steps here. So let your right leg go up, nice and straight. Then you're going to take your left ankle and cross it over, kind of place it below your right knee. I scoot it over a little bit so my ankle isn't actually on my thigh because that's uncomfortable. I just scoot it over a little bit. So now you have this hole that you made with your left leg. We're going to take our left hand and shoot it through that hole. Our right hand goes around our right leg, and now you can interlace your fingers on the back of your right thigh. Go ahead and bend your right knee down and relax. So ideally, you'll be feeling this along the back right here, the back of your left leg and left thigh. So a couple things to think about while you're here. You can start to pull your right leg in closer to your body. If you can get it pretty close, then maybe switch and interlace your fingers on top of your right shin. But then your left knee is going to try to come into your body, but you really want to press it back out. So you can use your hand for a moment or just use your leg, right, and press that knee away from you. So you're pulling your right leg in, but pushing your left knee away so that your left shin stays nice and straight. I can definitely feel this one. So I still move us through these poses. We don't just linger for a long time. But on your own time, if you're feeling sore or tight somewhere, you can really get in these poses and hold for a long time. Give yourself time to really stretch and breathe into the pose, relax your body. Sometimes you don't even know that you are sore or tight somewhere until you come into a pose, and then you're like, oh, and maybe you want to linger there. All right, so keep your legs the same, the legs the way they are, but release your arms. Let your arms go out to a T, palms are up. And now we're going to twist our legs over to the right. The sole of your left foot can come all the way down and rest on the floor, and then your left knee is going to head towards the ceiling, and gaze goes to the left. So knees are going to the right, gaze is going to the left. If this is really uncomfortable on your leg right here, then you can kind of unhook it and just stack your legs on top of each other like a regular supine twist, or whatever feels good. All right, let's gently rewind. Come back to center, unhook your legs. Hold on to your shins below your knees. Maybe you rock from side to side again. Do a little massaging here. All right, and then let's do that figure 4 on the other side. So, left leg goes up. You're going to flex those left toes back towards your face. You're going to cross your right leg. Right ankle goes below left knee, but again, I scoot it over just a little bit so my ankle isn't directly on my thigh because that's uncomfortable. Right hand goes between that hole you made. Left arm circles around. Interlace your fingers on the back of your left thigh. Bend your left knee down to relax. And then kind of check in for a moment. See how this feels on the outside of your right hip. If you want to go a little deeper, move your hands and interlace them on top of the shin. You're going to pull your left thigh in. At the same time, you're not letting your right knee come in super close to your body. And then we'll just stay here and hold for a few moments. So I hope my internet is working okay for you. I feel like everybody's using all the internet right now, so I apologize if it's glitchy. All right, one more round of breath here. Make sure you don't hold your breath. All right, keep your legs the same. Unwind your arms, arms to a T. And now we're going to let our legs fall over to the left. The sole of my right foot comes all the way down to the mat, and then my gaze goes the other direction. Make sure you keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. See if you can keep a slow, even breath while you do the yoga poses. All right, let's start to rewind. Unhook your legs, come back through center. Hold on to those shins again. We're just going to reset and rock. I like to have a lot of little movement in here, so anytime you want to move in a pose, you're welcome to. All right, let's come to bridge pose. So actually, I'm going to grab my block. So if you have a block, go ahead and grab it, and we'll do a supported bridge. So set up for bridge. Soles of your feet are back on the mat again. Knees are up. Kind of shimmy shoulder blades underneath your back. And we're going to lift up our hips and our belly. So when you're ready, exhale to prepare. And then inhale, lift up your belly. So you're going to have this nice line from knees, down your thighs, hips, belly, chest. And your chest actually starts coming closer to your chin. And then kind of shimmy shoulder blades underneath your back so your chest puffs up more. And then you have a block, go ahead and take it, stick it underneath your sacrum, underneath your low back, and then you can lower down gently and just rest there. You want to get those shoulder blades underneath your back so your chest is puffed. Go ahead and set your arms down on the floor and palms are up. Gaze can be up, or it can kind of head in a diagonal line, kind of up your body as well. And stay here and breathe. All right, when you're ready, lift up and move the block out of the way. Let's do one more bridge pose that isn't supported. We're just going to hold it ourselves. So when you're ready, inhale, lifting up. And this time, if you'd like, you can take your hands and interlace your fingers underneath your glutes, but keep them down on the mat. And then shimmy, so you're getting your shoulder blades even more under your back. And chest can be puffed. Stay and breathe. And then gently release back down again. All right, one more pose here on the mat before we start to move. So this is called bound angle. So open up your knees, let the soles of your feet touch each other and knees fall out wide. If this feels uncomfortable, you can place 2 blocks underneath both thighs up close to your knee and rest right there, give you a little support. Sometimes I have to do that in the early morning, but usually by evening, I don't need the extra support. My hips are open enough. So you can have your feet in really close to your body or farther away, whatever feels good. And then let's just stay here for 3 rounds of breath as well. See if your toes can touch each other. Use your hands, bring your knees back together. If you have room to rock forward and back along your spine and come up to sitting, go ahead and do that. I don't really have room here. I'm just going to come up careful. All right, and let's come to tabletop position. So that's like we're crawling, hands and knees. So stack your shoulders over your wrists and hips, over your knees. On an inhale, cow pose. Belly drops, tailbone goes up, and gaze goes up, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Tuck your chin and arch your back. And then just flow through this, your breath, your movement. Inhale for cow, exhale for cat. When there's no rush, go at whatever speed feels good for you, just matching your breath to your movement. You can add in anything here that feels good. Maybe when you're in a cow pose, you can look over one shoulder. For example, look over your left shoulder at your left hip or foot. Kind of flow through the middle and then look over your right shoulder. See if there's a difference. Maybe one side you feel like you can bend a little more. and back through cat and cow. All right, let's come to puppy dog pose. So for puppy dog pose, we're going to keep our hips stacked over our knees. But we're going to walk our fingers up towards the top of our mat and let our chest come down. And you can rest your forehead on the mat. Your chest is melting down and your arms are melting down. So you'll feel a stretch in your shoulders. Fullest expression of this pose, rather than having your forehead on the mat, you have your chin on the mat. So you can try that for a second. If that gets to be too intense, you can always go back to your forehead. Do whatever feels good. I like to pull a little bit on my palms and see if I can lengthen the stretch along the underside of my arms and even into my shoulders. When you're ready, come back up to tabletop. Go ahead and tuck your toes and let's come to down dog. So hips go high. You're making the top of a pyramid with your body. If you'd like, pedal out your legs, bend one knee and then the other. Just kind of rock from side to side. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Use up all the space of your hands. Don't scrunch them together. Kind of press your chest closer to your thighs. And then strive to press your heels closer to the mat. So you should be able to feel lots of stretching, lots of places. Keep breathing. All right, let's roll forward to high plank. You might need to walk your hands out a little bit this first time to get set up. So in your high plank, we want shoulders stacked over wrists and then back heels over toes. If this is really uncomfortable, drop down to your knees. Keep your toes tucked. And then exhale back to down dog. Ideally, you'll be able to keep everything in the same spot right now, toes and hands in the same spot, and just let your hips go high. You can pedal out again. Just starting to get used to your down dog, get used to having your head below your heart. Right, if you'd like, let's roll forward again to high plank. Again, you can drop down to your knees if you'd like, or just stay up nice and tall. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. But if you ever need to take a rest, you're welcome to, of course. All right, back to down dog again. Come down to your knees if you need to. If your wrists are hurting you, we've spent a lot of time here on wrists. And I just pedal again. See if I can press my chest closer to my thighs, but also kind of down. Kind of roll your arms under so that the eye of your elbow starts to head towards the front of your mat. Beautiful. Let's take a break for just a moment. Come down to your knees. That was a long time on wrists and shoulders. You don't have a ponytail in yet. You can grab that. Let's just be right here in our hero's pose for about 2 rounds of breath. Grab a drink of water if you want one. Roll out your wrists a little bit. All right. I think we're good. Let's come back to down dog again. So spread those fingers nice and wide. Tuck your toes. Hips go high. Pedal out again one more time. See if you can get heels closer to the mat. Hips up high. Press into your hands. Arms are nice and straight. Inhale, come high up on your tiptoes. Exhale, drop your heels back down again, a little bit closer to the mat. Inhale, high up on tiptoes. And this time, tiptoe your feet all the way up to meet your hands. I'm just going to turn. You can stay the way you are if you'd like, but we're going to be in a forward fold. So, forward fold. You can let your big toes touch each other with a sliver of space between the heels so you have room for your ankles. And that makes you feel a little precarious, then you're welcome to step feet out to hip distance apart. So whatever you prefer. Let's come to ragdoll pose. You're going to reach for opposite elbows. Your arms are going to frame your head. And then once you're here, go ahead and add some movement in. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. You can even sway your torso from side to side like an elephant trunk. So whatever feels good right here. Maybe you pedal out your legs a little bit. You can stay in ragdoll pose for a moment, or you can drop your fingers down. If fingertips do not come to the floor, grab that block. And you can rest your fingers on your block. And remember, your block has 3 levels. So you've really got a lot of room to get fingers to make contact with either the floor or a block. Pedal out your legs. Feel a stretch along the back of your legs. Come into your body. Feel that connection. Then let's twist. So we're going to walk our fingertips over to the right. Bend your right knee. Left leg is straight. Again, you can use a block if you can't touch the mat yet. Totally fine. And then kind of pull on your fingertips so that you feel this stretch along the outside of that hip. We're focusing on hips and our sacral chakra today, which is in your low abs. All right, come back through center. And then we're going to switch, walking fingers to the other side. Right leg is straight, left knee is bent. You can bend both knees if you need to. Fingertips can come to a block if you need to. And then kind of pull so you feel a deep stretch on the outside of those hips. And then coming back through center. Relax for a moment. We spent a long time folding. And then just gently rolling up to Tadasana, standing mountain. I'll back up a little bit so hopefully you can see my head. Yay! All right, so let's do a little movement here with your arms gently in front and back. Maybe do a shoulder roll. You can always add in any movements that feel good. So let's do some balancing poses. I'm going to start with tree pose. If balance is tricky, you can scoot a little closer and use one hand on the wall if you need to. All right, tree pose. Let's make our right leg our tree trunk. Hands can come to heart center. Left foot toes can stay, left toes can stay on the floor if you need a kickstand. You can bring your foot up a little bit higher above your ankle, or you can use your hand and come even higher to your inner thigh. Avoid your knee. And we have hands at heart center. So find a drishti, which is a non-moving spot in front of you. Maybe 6 to 8 feet in front. Find something to look at on the floor and just come to a real soft gaze. Don't hold your breath, keep breathing, and then if you'd like, you can grow your branches out. I just spread my fingertips wide and just have my arms up kind of like a V. If you fall out, no big deal, just hop back in again. back tree pose. You can stay here a long time. All right, if you like, let's come on out. You can use your hand if you need to release your foot. And let's do the other side. So left leg, nice and strong, hands to heart center. Right leg will be like our branches. So toes on the ground. Come a little higher, right above your ankle. Or even higher, avoid your knee. And foot comes in to your inner thigh, hands to heart center. Find your drishti. Also use the toes on your left foot to kind of grip the mat, almost like fingers. And when you feel like you have your balance, come on up, grow your branches. See if you can keep your breathing nice and slow. All right, and then if you like, you can come on out and release. Beautiful. All right, let's do a few more balance poses. So we're going to come to staff pose. So on an inhale, your arms are going to go up, circle sweep. I have my hands facing each other, but they're not touching. And bring your right leg up. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it a little better. This is called staff pose. So my biceps are by my ears. My palms are facing towards each other, but not touching. I have a 90-degree bend in my right knee, and my right toes are flexed back towards my body. This is staff pose. See if you can hold this balance. Then on an exhale, we're going to come to a figure 4 squat. So we're going to cross this right ankle above our thigh, kind of what we did near the beginning of class when we were laying on our mat, and then hands to heart center. I'm sitting back, kind of like I'm in a chair. So figure 4 squat. Keep breathing. Use your toes to grip the mat, your standing foot. And then we're going to do a little shin baby here. So we're going to take our arms and wrap them around this crossed leg. So our knee's going to go to the inside of this elbow. This foot's going to go to the inside of this elbow. So we're going to wrap our arms around our right shin, kind of like a baby. Interlace your fingers. You can interlace them in front of your left shin, or you can go back behind your left knee. And gaze is down. So we've got a good balance pose here. Some muscle work as well, right? And then with this little bit of a fold, hopefully you're feeling a little bit of a stretch on the back of your right hip. All right, let's see if we can come back up through figure 4. Can you return to staff? And then exhale to Tadasana mountain pose. And then kind of shake it out. Again, you're always welcome to use a wall. The balance is tricky. All right, let's do the other side. So right leg is nice and strong. Inhale, staff pose, left side. So grip with those right toes. Left knee is bent to a 90-degree angle. Left toes are flexed back towards your body. Biceps are by your ears. Palms are facing each other but not touching. Nice. And then exhale, figure 4 squat. And gaze, you can find a drishti again. Maybe to 5 to 6 feet out in front of you. A non-moving spot. You feel a lot of work here in your right leg as you're squatted down. All right, and then we can come to our shin baby here. Just going to wrap your arms around that leg. Fingers can be in front of your right shin or behind your right knee. Gaze is directly down now. Feel that stretch along the back of your left thigh, left hip rather, and even into your low back a little bit. All right, let's come out. See if you can pause in figure 4. And then staff, and then Tadasana, side out. Beautiful. Can step a little bit. All right, let's do a little bit more. So we're going to come to staff pose again. I'm going to turn so you can see. So inhale, staff pose, right leg comes up. We've been here before. And we're going to twist. So left hand comes to the outside of your right knee. Let your right hand circle sweep down, back behind you, then flip your palm so it's facing away from your body. And gaze can go back behind you for right shoulder and right fingertips, or just kind of straight towards me, whatever you'd like. If you want to add on a little bit, you can take this left hand, reach onto the knife edge of your right foot, and kick that foot out. One other option is to get a strap. And we'll see if we can do all these things. So you're in your staff pose. Get a strap around your right foot. Kick it out. Right hand back behind. This is called Dancing Shiva. So lots of variations, however deep you want to come. And then stay and breathe. Beautiful. Let's gently rewind. And drop your strap if you had it. Can you come to staff? And then Tadasana. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to turn myself around so you can see the other side. I think I'm going to use my strap again. That was helpful. So, inhale, staff pose. This time our left leg comes up. Stay for a moment and breathe. Then we have all of our levels. So right hand can come to the outside. Left arm goes back and behind. And if you want, you can take your strap around your left foot. Get it just in your right hand. Kick that foot out. Left arm goes back and behind. Whoop! Dancing Shiva. And if you fall out, just come back in again. I'm going to try it without my strap. So I'm putting my right hand on the knife edge of my left foot. It kind of gives you a counterbalance coming across your body, I feel like. And your breathing might just start to speed up because it's a hard pose. See if you can slow it back down again. All right, and then let's come out. See if you can find staff. And then Tadasana. Beautiful. Pull out those legs. Very nice. Let's do a forward fold. So inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Forward fold. Fingertips back down to the mat or a block. And pedal out your legs. Beautiful. All right. Malasana squat. So open up your feet. Toes point away. Kind of pointing out. And then go ahead and let your hips go all the way down. You can shimmy a little bit here and hands to heart center. If you're up really high on your heels, which is very common, you're welcome to grab a block. See if you can get your weight back so that your heels are down on your mat. You can also place a blanket underneath your heels so they have something to rest on. But ideally the pose is back. The essence of your weight is back. You're not coming forward, you're sitting back. And then hands to heart center. And I hook my elbows on the inside of my thighs. And then I actually even push with my elbows. See if I can open my legs up a little bit more. And then just keep breathing. Try not to hunch down into the pose, but straighten up your spine. Nice long neck. Shoulders are down. They're not hunched up by your ears. And we're going to kind of shimmy so that we get our right hand down on the mat and kind of tuck your right shoulder in by your right knee. Open up your left arm towards the ceiling and let your gaze follow. Let's do the other side. Let's kind of straighten out first, and then I really kind of bring my shoulder down so the inside of my left knee is really on my scapula right here. Left hand down, and then right arm up. Gaze to follow. So you can always follow my right-left cues, but since I'm facing you, you can also just mirror. As long as you hit both sides of the body, it doesn't really matter which way you come at it. All right, hands back to heart center. Good work. All right, then place your fingertips down and kind of release Malasana and come to a seat. We're going to do a wide-legged seated forward fold. It's a long name. So let your feet go nice and wide, a nice straddle here. Kind of tip your hips so you're tipping forward rather than having your hips rotate you back. Settle in for a moment. Definitely want to be feeling some stretching right here. See if you can sit up nice and tall. If you feel like you're rotating really far back, then sit just on the very, very edge of a block and kind of help you tip forward. If this is enough, stay here and feel the stretch. If you can fold a little bit, you're welcome to. So walk fingertips away from yourself. So we're all striving to feel that connection of our body, our mind back into our body, to feel all this stretching in our body. It's just going to look different for everybody. So as long as you're feeling things going on, feeling some stretching, then you're doing it right. If it starts to hurt, come on out. You want to have sensation, but you don't want to have pain. So it's kind of a fine edge. See if you can find it. Come to your edge of stretching and depth, but no sharp pain or pulling of muscles. All right, see if you can keep your depth here and walk both of your hands and your torso over to your right leg. If you can't reach your right toes yet, with either hand, grab your strap or your towel and hold on around that right foot. If at least one hand can get there or two, I like to take my left hand and kind of hold on to my right shin, and I kind of pull a little bit so that I feel a deeper stretch right here. I really like to feel stretching along the back of my hips and my low back. Keep breathing. Sometimes these really long stretches can get uncomfortable. But that's okay. You can do it. If you'd like, keep your low depth and just kind of spider walk your little fingers over. Bring your torso with you, headed over to the left side. Again, use your strap. Go back and get your strap. Wrap it around your left toes. If hands don't reach toes yet. You can take that right hand and hold on to your left ankle and gently pull to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. All right, come back through center one more time. See if you can fold a little bit deeper because we've been here for a few moments now. You'll notice over time, like as you hold a pose, you can kind of feel your body start to open and you can come a little bit deeper. All right, come back up. This used to be one of my least favorite poses, and now I really like it. Okay, kind of carefully bring your legs in. Might be hard, we were there for a while. All right, we're going to do cow face legs. So, bend your left leg. You're going to bring your left heel to the outside of your right glutes over here, and you're going to cross your right leg on top. So it takes a few moments to adjust. So take your time. What you're trying to do is stack your knees in line with like your belly button. So knees are stacked on top of each other. If they don't quite make it, that's okay. Flex your toes towards your midline and heels on the outside of your glutes, but try to sit both glutes down and not tip over to one side. All right, so check in and see where you feel this. Kind of tight compression right here, inner thighs. But then you also might feel some stretching along the back of your hips. Kind of check in and see. All right, then we're going to tint our fingers out to the sides. See if you can keep a straight spine, but you're starting to tip forward. All right, if you'd like, you can start to fold forward. You're going to walk your hands out and fold yourself forward. You can rest your chest on your thigh and gaze straight down. Again, trying to keep both glutes on the ground. All right, on an inhale, come back up. Kind of tip back and let's switch legs. So your top leg, which was my right leg, will now be on the bottom, left leg on top. Take a moment to adjust. See if you can get knees stacked on top of each other. Heels on outside of hips, but then both glutes down. This side feels a little tighter for me. I can feel it a lot more along my low back. So it might be different on different sides for you. I think my left hip's tighter than my right. All right, nice and straight. Okay, and then we're going to tint our fingers. I think this is called cow face legs with shoestring arms. Very technical. All right, if you'd like, you can walk your fingers out. Keep your fingers tinted. Kind of shimmy if you need to. Keep both glutes on the ground. You're going to rest your chest on your thighs and gazes down. Yeah, this feels significantly different than the other side. Ideally, we want to be balanced on both sides. So I think this means I'm sitting funny during the day. That one hip is really tight and the other is not so much. So check in and see how it feels with you today. Just breathe. If there's a pose you really don't like, it might be a pose that means needs some more attention and love from you. All right, when you're ready, come on up. And then let's shift and let your legs go out straight in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. Let's just pedal for a moment. All right, we're going to come to Wild Child. So take the sole of your left foot, bring it to the inside of your right thigh. You're going to take your left hand back behind your hip, and then we're going to lift up. So we're going to have a nice straight right leg, right toes are pointed. Our left shin is going to stay on the mat for some support. So on an inhale, you're going to lift up, point your right toes, right hand goes back behind, and it's a little back bend. but because your left knee is still on the mat, it's really supported. I feel like we've done a lot of forward folding today, and we just want to get a little back bend. All right, exhale, come back down again. Stay and breathe. Actually, if you'd like, let's touch our toes here. So touch your right toes, fold down for a moment. Let's come back up and do that wild child. So plant your left hand, inhale, hips up, reach back behind to whatever depth feels good for a little back bend. A real nice supported back bend, but counterbalancing all of our forward folding. Nice. Come back down, touch your right toes one more time, and flow up. All right, let's switch sides. So left leg goes out straight. Sole of your right foot comes in. Plant your right hand behind your hip, and then come on up. Right knee stays down. Left leg goes straight, toes are pointed, left arm back behind. Little back bend. Come on down. Bring your hands, touch your left toes. You can use a strap if you want, or just head in that direction. Let's do it again. Come up, plant your right hand. Inhale up. Come back down. Bring both hands around, touch your left toes. Pull. And let's do it one more time. Plant your right hand. Lift up. Hopefully that feels nice. Kind of balancing that. And come back down. Oh, that felt good. All right, let's do pigeon pose, and then we'll come down to our back. So we got to swing our legs back behind us and come back to down dog. So plant your hands. Hips go high. Push your heels towards the mat. All right, let's set up for pigeon. So on an inhale, right leg's going to go up. Exhale, pigeon. Bring your right leg underneath your body. Your right knee is going to touch the back of your right wrist. Now, bring your left knee down, untuck your toes. If you have knee pain, you can put a blanket underneath this left knee. And I like to really stretch it out wide so that I have this really nice extension down here. So I really have been sitting more than normal, and so my thighs always coming up towards my body, and this just feels really nice to extend it back away. All right, and then I kind of wiggle, so gracefully, my left foot up closer to my left palm, but you don't have to do that. If this left heel is really in close to midline, that's okay. All right, I like to come up onto my fingertips and do a little tiny kind of mini back bend here and let my gaze go up. Feel a stretch along my belly right here. So this is pigeon, we're here. If you'd like, you can come to sleeping pigeon. So start to walk your hands towards the top of your mat. You can bring your hands to a block and let your head hang heavy. If you can go a little deeper, go ahead and get your forearms down. And I rest my forehead on my hands. And then my belly even comes and rests on my right kind of shin right here. You just kind of want to watch your hips and not be tipping over one side or the other. You want to square them, which is tricky, I know, because you can't see it. But just kind of feel that you're balanced in the middle rather than tipping one way or the other. So this is pigeon, sleeping pigeon. Let's just stay here and breathe. This is another great one to stay in for a long time. But we will move on. So come on up. Plant your hands And we need to tuck this left toe back here. Lift your left knee up and off the mat so you have room to shoot your right leg back up to a three-legged down dog. You can draw some circles, bring it in, open your hips, whatever feels good. When you're ready, come back to down dog. Then let's do the other side. So inhale, left leg rises, and pigeon. So bring your left knee underneath your body. Left wrist touches the back. Left knee, rather, touches the back of your left wrist. Drop your right knee, untuck your right toe, kind of extend it out, really get some good extension back there. I like to kind of get that left foot up by my right hand. All right, come to your fingertips if you want to. Just a proud chest, little back bend, gazes up. And then if you're feeling okay, you can start to walk your hands to the top of the mat. You can use a block here at any point that you want to. Maybe you can get to forearms, but then you rest your head on the block. Or you don't even come down this far, so whatever feels good. And again, this is my tight hip side, so I'm not coming down as far. So kind of check in with your body today, see what you notice and what you notice over time. And then let's stay here for a little while, so just settle in. Try to keep your breathing nice and slow. If it starts to get choppy or faster, then lift up out of the pose. You've gone a little too deep. All right, when you're ready, start to come up. Maybe linger here for a moment. If you've been sitting a lot, this might feel good along your right inside here, extending that thigh away. All right, and then plant your hands, tuck your right toe, lift your right knee up and off the mat, shoot your left leg back. You can draw some circles. You can open your hip if you want. Beautiful. Feet down for down dog. Last down dog. All right, drop to your knees. We just got to get to our back. So swing your legs around in front. Kind of bring them all the way so you've got room. And then just kind of gently and slowly come down to your back. Once you're here, hug your legs up into your chest again. Where we started, rock from side to side, maybe it feels a little more relaxed. Let's do just a quick supine twist. So arms to a T, palms are up, let your knees fall over to the right, so your knees will stack and your hips will stack, and then gaze over to the left. On an inhale, bring your legs up through center. You want to hold on to your shins and straighten. You can. All right, then arms back to a T, and let's twist over to the left. Knees will stack, hips will stack, gaze goes to the right. On an inhale, come back through center, and let's come to happy baby. So for happy baby, you're going to let your feet kind of press up towards the ceiling. Knees are bent, and they're coming out to the outside of your body. You're going to bring your hands in between your legs. I like to grab onto my big toes with my peace fingers. You can also hold on to the knife edge of your foot. So whatever feels good, this is called Happy Baby. And you can just rock from side to side. And I kind of gently pull my knees closer to the floor. I'm not trying to get them to the floor. I'm just trying to feel that stretching and opening. If you want, you can kind of rock over to your left knee, and then I rotate my leg and straighten my right leg. Then I bend it, open that knee back up. I roll over onto my right knee and straighten my left leg. Or you can just rock from side to side with both knees bent in your Happy Baby. Whatever feels good. And bring your knees in. Lots of options. And then you're welcome to take any final poses that are calling you. Anything you'd like to do before class ends. And then when you're ready, you're welcome to come to your final Shavasana. So I'm going to sit up to get ready for the meditation, but you can just stay here on your back. So here on your back is your Shavasana. Go ahead and close your eyes if you'd like. Let your toes fall open, take up plenty of space. Arms down at your side, palms up, but again, take up space. You can relax your forehead and your eyebrows. Relax your tongue. You can let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. You can even separate your teeth from each other. Relax your jaw. So I'll guide you through a brief meditation. Then we'll have a minute of just silence in your Shavasana, and then I will bring you out of your Shavasana. So this is a guided meditation for your Sacral Chakra. So the chakras are believed to be energy circles in your body. And there are 7 main ones that run from the base, bottom of your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. And this is your second chakra, which is right in your pelvic area, and it is the energy center for birth and creativity, rejuvenation, that sort of thing. So, go ahead and close your eyes if you have not done so yet. Allow yourself to relax. Let your feet and legs relax and soften into position. Drop your shoulders. Relax your hands. Allow your full body to soften down into the mat and relax into a natural position. See if you can feel your head and face relax. Even your scalp, your ears, your jaw, everything relaxed. Take a deep cleansing breath in and breathe out the tension in your body. Bring your attention to your abdomen. Imagine there's a lovely little orange light there, swirling around like a little whirlpool. Notice how it looks, how it feels. Breathe in relaxation, breathe out tension. Now envision bringing some of that orange light in as you breathe. So breathe in orange light, let it go into your abdomen, into your sacral chakra. You're breathing in orange light and energy. Watch as this orange glow, visualize and imagine it starting to gently spread out. With every inhale, pull in more fresh orange light. Allow it to fill your sacral chakra in your abdomen. And then allow it to start to spread further out. Visualize it going down your legs all the way to your toes. And then visualize it rising up your chest, down your arms, all the way to your fingers. And also as it rises up your chest, going up your neck and into your head. As you breathe in and circulate this energetic orange light throughout your body, it brings you happiness, fulfillment, creativity. As you breathe out, let this orange light gather any blocks, anything you don't need in your body, any negative energy, and breathe it out. Start to imagine and feel this lovely orange glow as it gently starts to spin and envelop you. You can visualize a little orange light spinning in your abdomen, but then you can also visualize this orange light surrounding you and gently spinning outside your body as well. You are emotionally fulfilled. You are creative. You welcome healing pleasures into your life. You breathe in joy. You breathe out tension. You let this orange light gently spin throughout you as well as all around you as you relax in your Shavasana. Start to bring your attention back to your sacral chakra. Gently gather in the orange light around you and throughout your body. Visualize it getting smaller, coming together in your sacral chakra. Visualize this orange light coming to about the size of a fairy light. And then you can come back to this orange light to your sacral chakra anytime to help you feel emotionally fulfilled, creative, feel pleasure and joy. Start to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Maybe you wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You can gently rock your head from side to side. Maybe you lick your lips or even swallow. When you're ready, roll onto one side, your favorite side, and come to the fetal position. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed if you would like. Then whenever you're ready, you're welcome to come back up to seated. In an easy seat, you can just fold your legs up. You can bring hands, palms to your knees. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Inhale your arms up and over your head. And exhale, side out your mouth. Hands come to heart center. You're welcome to open your eyes if you would like. Again, my name is Tammy. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I hope to see you back here next Monday at 6 p.m. as well. Namaste. Thanks for coming.